My name is Malak Goldberg Kleiner. I was born in Chrzanów, Poland, May 15, 1924.
Could you tell me how many people lived in your home?
My parents and my sister. I have a younger sister. She was 2 years younger from me.
Can you tell us a little bit about your home, how religious you were?
We was Orthodox.
Mm-hmm.
We belonged to a temple. And my father, he wear regular clothes, not like, like my grandpa here in the picture. And we keep a kosher home. And we have a tailor shop. And I was still a child. I went to school. I graduated from public school. I was 13. And I went to school, they call, like for accounting, bookkeeping.
You went to a bookkeeping?
Just 2 years, because I finished 37, 39, the war starts, I can't go anymore to school.
Mm-hmm. At what point did you find that there was anti-Semitism? The war is beginning to break out.
When the war broke out, they was happy what to do to us. This I start to. Even I remember one, I never forget, when we came from the concentration camp. So we came to our city. On the station was a man, he have a grocery store, and where we live in the same house. And he saw my sister and me, and my cousin said, "You still alive?" This is what he said. They was not happy, So there are too many of us came back. We know what to do to the Jews, because they start already in 33, 35, 34. This uncle with aunt, they was they live in Berlin. And somebody came to them and they told them they need to leave middle of the night. So they came to Poland in 1933. They took everything away from them, and they need to came out from Germany. So we know this was not the beginning of the war. We know what they are, the Germans. Mm-hmm. And I was working when we was in the occupation. I was working in a shop, what they make for the army clothes. I was 16, 17 years old. And for one day when in the morning, I was working a whole night, and to 5 o'clock in the morning, and my mother came from 5 o'clock to another shift. So, and we always saw her in the morning. So we went, with my sister and me, we went to home, to sleep. So 7 o'clock in the morning, they knock on the door.
The Germans?
Yeah. And they took, we can dress, we just took just the nightgowns and over a dress, in a coat, and that's it. And on the way, and they took us on a big place, in the middle of this, the city, like a market place. And there from the far, we saw my mother, because I was with my sister. I never forget it, she just make with her hand, that's it. They took us to a high school. And there were so many people, and there they started with the selection, right and left, they were right and left. And they took me on left. So I have a girlfriend, and her mother was a midwife. And she was a friend to my mother too, and her daughter was a friend to me. And she'd pull me out from the left side, and she put me on the right side. So because of her, I'm alive. Oh, this was a tragedy, when you was in the high school there. And one building was with the young people to go to the camp. The other one was for the people what they went to Auschwitz, And some mothers left the children The children was on one building, the mothers on the other one. And the kids was crying. It was just tragedies after one after the other. Why you leave me? Why you leave me? Some went back with the children, and some went to the concentration camp. And they are alive. You know.
Can you describe the concentration camp, what it looked like, where you slept?
It was barracks, and it was a double bed, you know. Everybody, it was nothing to describe, you know. It was full of, you know, I don't know how you call this in English, you know, all kind of dirty things, you know. There's nothing to describe.
And what type of work did you do in the camps?
I was doing the factory was making thread. Just I have the dirtiest part because right from the field, you know, this came to our place. So it was very dirty and dusty. You can even see. The machine was, one machine was big, like this room, so big. You need to work all over. And when a part stopped and you call the foreman, it was not good. He hand you, you know, the part on you. And it was very big, the machine, like a room. You need to operate this.
And how many people would be working on this machine?
And there was, in this part of the, maybe 20, 30.
Did anyone ever try to escape?
No.
No.
There was no place where to escape. No place. There were so many German women, what they watch you in German, in men's they watch you. You can have, when you don't know place, how you can escape. Some woman was very nice. They help, you know, they hide a piece of bread. Some German was good, seldom.
You told us a few minutes ago about your sister, that she had surgery.
Yes, a few times surgery, right.
Now, who paid for that surgery?
We don't pay. There was in another camp, they have a doctor. There was about 3, 4 camps, you know, not far each other, and they just have one doctor. So she was sent to another camp, and she had there the surgery. And she came back.
Was she treated properly then?
Yeah, she don't. Because we have some friends there too in the same concentration camp, and so she can stay there too.
And when she came back, what type of work did she do?
She get a lighter work. They give her better work like I was too. She was with me together, or after she was sick, I went to the foreman of the factory and I asked him, I stay already because of her. He gave me, because she was healthy, you know, tall and healthy, and I was always skinny. So she was, so he gave her the bad work. So I said, okay, I stay on the same just for her, to give her a lighter work. What was not so much dust. Where we stay was very dusty because it came from the field, you know. You can see each other. It was so dusty there.
Did you hear about the exterminations and extermination camps?
So we know this when we was in home already. We know about, from Auschwitz, from us was a half hour. We live near to Auschwitz, so we know what's going on there.
Was there any thought at that point about escaping, leaving Poland?
Ooh, leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Where? What do you mean leaving? Where?
You heard about Auschwitz. And
Yeah, or you can go no place. Beginning of the war, the people went away to Russia, you know, there. Oh, we don't go. We even have their uncles, what they live there. Oh, we don't, near your mother, you know where it's, oh, we don't go.
So what would be a day like when you woke up in the morning? You would eat, you would dress, What would you do? Go right to work?
To work, sure.
And if-
We don't went alone. We went with a whole group with the Germans, women. We have German women what they watch us, so we can talk to nobody there. So we can talk to the German people. But we was working with German people, or we can talk with them because they was watching us.
And then after work, what would you end up doing after the work?
So we need to work in the camp. We need to clean.
Mm-hmm.
They took us. We was hiding. They took us. They took us for clean the toilets and make peel potatoes and all kind of work we need to do.
What was the age range of the women in your camp, from the youngest
all
to the
ages.
oldest?
There was all ages. All ages. There was 13, maybe 12. We have 12 because some kids came with the mother. So I think so. One girl was maybe 10, 11. Or mostly was like my age, 18, 20. There were some older people too, or seldom.
Were there children in the concentration camp?
No.
No children.
No children.
At the very end in 1945, did you realize that the war was coming to an end?
We don't know. We one day we wake up. We saw the Russian army came, and they said to us, "You are free." The next day, the American came. First, the Russian came, and after this, the American came.
Where did you go from there?
From there, my cousin came. She was in she came with us, and she went to her sister. So she came to us, and she took us over there.
How did you get there?
How? We walk.
How far of a
So
distance?
far, sure, we walk.
When the Russians came, did they give you food? How did they treat you when they entered the camp?
I don't remember.
No.
This I don't remember.
And the Americans?
The same, we have, this time we have everything open, There was no German. We don't saw any more Germans there this time. So we went there, and there we stay maybe a week.
Where?
There in the other camp, where my cousin was in the kitchen. She was working in the
Do you
kitchen.
know the name of that camp?
Yeah, sure, Gabestor. And after this, we went home with the trains. Again, not with the regular trains, just with the closed trains. We came home, so we came to our city.
No, it was your cousin and your sister and yourself.
My
the
sister
three
and
of you?
other girls from my city, because there was lots of, from my city was lots of young girls what went to camp, and they all was alive. So we came, so I told you, on the station right away, a Polish man asked me, "You still alive?" He saw so many girls from so many camps. "You all alive?" So I said to him, "You can see." So he told me right away, good news, my uncle is alive. My mother's brother. He saw him already. So we went in the place, what you register. It was in a private home. Because the people what they have the home, they was hiding. There was not in concentration camp, so there was before already. Because in our city was already January 3. The Russian came in January already. So we went there, and he was registered. He was not there anymore. He was with his wife and daughter. So we stayed a few days in the city, and we went to see my uncle. We stayed with my uncle and the whole time.
What city was that?
What?
What city did you go to with your uncle?
Where he lived before the war, Katowice. It was a German city. So I lived there until 51.
Were you afraid of were you afraid to walk the streets, or were you afraid to go back to your town?
No, I was not afraid.
No?
No.
No, you didn't have any incidents with,
No. I went to the people where we live. I still saw some stuff what we have. I don't. So she said, the landlady said to me, "You mother, give this to us." I said, "Keep it. I don't need it."
So you didn't stay very long in the city that you were born in?
No, few days. We stayed few days.
And did you encounter any more anti-Semitism from the Polish people when you were there?
I don't sure there was anti-Semitic. We was just 2-3 days and we went right away.
Who of your family did not survive the war?
My mother have a sister and 3 brothers. Nobody survived. And my father have a brother survived. This one, he live in New York. He died already, and 2 sisters. Nobody survived. And for my mother's side, I have 2 cousins. They live now in Israel. They was both hiding. They was children. They are much younger from me. They was still in. One was separate, and the other one in another place. The youngest one, my uncle give her away to some people. She was by the nuns.
convent?
In the orphan, with the orphan. Or she can belong there because they was thinking she's Jewish. So the men, what they pay for the child, they took her away to an old woman, very old, and she stayed with her. The woman was so poor for Christmas. There was a small county there. They bought her shoes because she was running barefoot the whole year around. And one day after the war, by a year maybe after the war, came a man to my uncle, and he said, I was in a city, Krakow was a big city, and I saw there are 2 children from a Kaufman. The names are Kaufman. Maybe you have somebody, Kaufman. He said, yes, I know I have a brother, he have 2 children. He said to him, next time when you go, bring me the names. And I see. So he came again, he bring the names of the 2 children. One girl, the oldest one, she was not anymore in Poland. They sent her away with the young Aliyah, with the young children on Cyprus. She was there. The youngest one, he bring the address. So one day, my uncle, my aunt, me, and the chauffeur, because my uncle have a car, he was driving too, just he was afraid to go by himself. We went there. So my uncle said, we don't go all, you stay outside, because she gets scared. She was maybe 5 years old, 5-6 years old, the girl. I was waiting with the chauffeur outside, and I saw a girl walking barefoot with a long skirt, and she carried flowers. And I saw her, I was in Lvov, when she was a year old. So I recognized the face. I said, what you carrying? She said, I carry flowers for the Maria, there was Shavuot, like by us, Shavuot, so Maria. So I went with her. So my uncle said he wanted to take her with us. She didn't want to go. She was crying, she didn't want to go. I said, no, I wanted to stay with grandma. So the grandma say, go, and I can visit you, because you have better by your uncle. When you don't have good, I take you back. This woman, she was maybe 85 or 90. So she wanted money now. You know, she wanted the money. My uncle paid the money. My uncle said, I give you 10,000 zlotys, I don't remember, a month. She wanted more, so he said, listen, you wanted the money, take it. When not, the Jewish community come and take away anyway, because take away the girl from you. And he knows my uncle pay already for the girl, because nobody take nobody for free. So we took the girl home. She came with my uncle and she stayed, and my uncle adopted her, and she's now in Israel. She have 2 children, and her sister have two children. Her son was the tennis champion from Israel. Maybe you hear Shlomo Glickstein?
Oh, my gosh. Sure.
You hear from him?
Sure.
So
That's her son?
my cousin's son, what she went so much through.
Oh, my goodness.
After staying with your uncle, where did you go from there?
From there I went to Israel.
You went to Israel by yourself?
Yes, by myself.
Do you know in what year?
Beginning 51.
Why did you decide to go to Israel?
I don't want to stay in Poland. Or you can get in when you go out when you wanted to go.
How did you get to Israel?
I get the visa. I was with my sister and they don't want to give her. They said, you want it, you can wait. So she said, no, you get, so take it, because with them you never know. So I went to my cousin. I stayed with my cousin
In Israel, you stayed with your cousin?
in Haifa for 6 months. I stayed with her. Later I went to Tel Aviv. I stayed with the other cousin, and I started to work.
Now, how did your cousins get to Israel? Were they in Israel during the war?
No, they was in concentration camp too. This was the cousin, she came with me to the concentration camp, and her sister took her, you know.
So they went to Israel before you got there?
Yes. So I was with them.
And how long did you stay in Israel, did you say?
I stayed 2 years.
And you worked in
Yeah, I
Israel?
was working by a dressmaker.
And what did you do after that?
In 53, I went to Germany.
And why did you decide to go back to Germany?
I can stand the climate there. It was very hard for me with the climate.
And what about your sister? Did she come to Israel with you, or she
No,
stayed
she stayed in Poland. She stayed in Poland
And what year were you in Germany again?
from 53 to 57.
And what did you do in 53 in Germany?
Nothing. I was a housewife. I have a child, and I was,
You were married?
yeah,
You got married in Israel?
in Israel, right.
And what was life like in Germany after the war?
Was not bad, you know. The treat was not bad, you know, in Germany. They have respect. They have more respect for the Jews in Germany like they have here.
So you did not encounter any anti-Semitism in Germany?
No, I don't think so. It's not so bad.
Mhm.
You know?
And then you, in 57, you came to the United States?
Right.
Now, how is it that you came to the United States? Is that something you wanted to do for?
No, we have some friends. My husband have some friends in Kansas City. They signed for us to come to Kansas City. Meantime, they moved to Milwaukee. So they changed the papers to Milwaukee. And they was here by 8 months, and they moved back to Kansas City, and we stay already.
How long did it take you to come to the United States?
4 years.
It took you 4 years to come to the United States?
4 years to take.
She came 57.
And what were your thoughts about leaving Germany when you came to the United States?
I don't want to stay in Germany. I don't want to raise my child in Germany. I just don't have a choice, you know. I need to go. Or never live in Germany. I was twice already in Germany, and I don't like it there. because I have a sister, but she lives in Germany.
She still lives there.
She lives in Germany.
Oh, the sister who was in Poland now lives in
Well,
Germany.
right. She was in Poland, and later she moved to Germany.
Does she have a family there?
Yes, she has a son. Her husband died 7 years ago. There she is. Well, she's going to Israel very often.
You know, it's been over 40 years since the war broke out. And now if you look back, do you have thoughts about all that happened? And
I don't believe it. How I can survive? I can't believe it. I don't think so, and this happened now.
why do you think you did survive?
Why? I was lucky. I don't know why. I was lucky from the beginning because they sent me on left, not on right.
Do you have any thoughts of going back to Poland at all?
I like to go one day. I wish to go with my children. To go, I have a grave. I don't know how it looks, the grave, you know. Father there. And I was in Auschwitz a few times already too, and I lived there. Between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we went there to Auschwitz.
Did you go to Czechoslovakia? Did you go to...
No, I don't have, no. No, this doesn't interest me. Just to Poland, I like to go one day.
Is there anything else that you would like to add to this tape?
No, you can remember, you know, so many things. Later, you can remember so many things. It's already 45 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, we appreciate you coming. Thank you very much for sharing this with us.
Thank you for inviting me.